In the beginning, when he joined the band, I mean, that the band, the rest of the band members was like,
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time in the channel, hit subscribe right now.
Udo, thank you so much for your time. These are hectic days, even though the album is out already. That doesn't stop your teams from booking interview after interview after interview and after interview. There's a lot of interest yet again for another Udo album. That's awesome. We've had a chance, because we're talking after the album came out. I obviously was sent the album before it came out, but had a chance to really listen to it over and over again. And I am not here to, to kiss your ass, but I think that this is probably my favorite Udo album of all time. I really like it. There's a lot of people that are really enjoying this album. It's getting great reviews. Is that then for you, like, still special? I mean, at the end, this is your 18th Udo album. Like, forget how many other albums you've been working on. Like,
19th.
There you go, 19th.
Unbelievable. Like, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it's like, okay, when we start working on this album, recording, and when it was finished, we said, wow, this is a great album. But now the reaction, what we have so far, this is amazing, I mean, we didn't expect something like this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I only can say thank you very much, I mean, everybody's coming up and say, wow, what an album, Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of things happened during the recording process and composing, We had we still had this pandemic stuff going on.
Yeah.
Then we just was finished with a new studio in the house of my son. There came a big flood, everything gone, and then we had another thing coming up. That was like the stupid here in Ukraine, So, and my guitar player Andrey, he was living in Ukraine.
Yes.
So we stopped everything. So the most important thing was to get him out there, But it took in the end nearly 2 months, And of course, when he was in Germany, now he's living in Germany. But that was also not. They cannot directly come out of the Ukraine with all this shit what happened. And start playing guitar, It took also a while.
Of course, yeah.
So there was, let's say, a lot of not so nice things around us. And I think also, with, on this album, everybody was really open-minded. And also, with all these things, it was really like, and now really go on, And I think that's one of the secrets of this album.
You mentioned Andrey. I have to ask, obviously, like, how is he doing? Because it's been now so long that this is going on. I mean, people that know Andrey know that he's a Russian national that lived for a long time in Ukraine. Very happy there. And yeah, you got, I think when I last spoke to you with the covers album, that was like a week after you were able to get him out. Now it's been, another year. You've had the chance to play again. And so some of that normalcy for the band is back. For him personally, it must still be such a stressful time. So how is he doing?
Yeah, but I mean, it's he's doing, let's say, in the meanwhile, very good. He enjoyed everything now in Germany, and I think he doesn't want to move back with the family back to Ukraine. So, but it's like the wife of Andrey, the parents are still there in Ukraine. It is also the feeling, and also Andrey's parents, they're living near Moscow. He didn't see the parents for 5 years.
Yeah.
Only talking on the phone, It's like, I mean, I can imagine there is something also inside going on, but it looks like he's happy, and that's the most important thing.
Yes. Okay. to just reference that covers album one last time, you then told me that the most difficult one for you to sing was Kein Zurück, the German lyric song.
Yes.
That was surprisingly difficult. So this time on the new U.D.O album, also no German lyrics. You're gonna stay away from that, or do you want to try it again in the future?
Let's say, I'll never say never. It can be happen, but at the moment, definitely not. And it was also not planned for the Touchdown album.
So let's dig into this album. There's a lot to unpack. There's so much fun stuff going on. You also use let's call it the metal heart trick when you incorporated the Turkish march in the Fight for the Right, where the guitar solo is a classical piece by Mozart that a lot of people instantaneously recognize and will be able to sing along to. It's a fun trick, but it's a great one. That came out really nice.
I mean, Andrey had this idea already, I think, for 4 years already.
Okay.
But it never fits in any song, you know. So, and this time when he came up with Fight for Your Right, it fits in there, you know. He said, "Oh, look, have a listen," and I said, "Yeah, it's perfectly." So, and here we go. We said, "Okay, let's do it," you know. So, and I think he's played it very well, and it's everybody recognized this, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good, really good.
Yeah, I can imagine that, you know. I mean, I saw you play at Grass Pop. I don't think that song was played at that set, but in future shows, I can imagine people, even who have never even heard the album before, can sing along to that song straight away. There's a lot of songs on this album that will do well live, which causes a problem for you, because you've got so many songs to choose from. But can we keep our fingers crossed for a lot of these songs to be played live?
Yeah, I mean, definitely Fight for Your Right will be one of the songs that we knew that already. But, you know, it's always difficult. I mean, you cannot play nearly the whole album, you know. I mean, you can, but of course, I mean, we have, in a way, we only play, or always play 2 hours, you know, nearly 2 hours, sometimes a little bit more. So, but also, you know, it's like we have to play also, in the meanwhile, classic U.D.O songs. And then we try, definitely we are talking about already this, and when we want to play also some songs we didn't play for a long time, or we never played this song for U.D.O, you know. I tell you, this is a nightmare to create a set list. But I mean, you cannot satisfy everybody, you know.
Exactly.
Or maybe I start thinking, stop making albums, you know. Then it makes it much easier.
Given albums like Touchdown, we don't want that. We don't want that.
No.
I want to live my life, not influence my life. I need to make that.
I mean, obviously, you have one of the most recognizable vocals in the world of metal. But on this album, there's, you know, more coming out as well. Especially in a song like Forever Free, I feel like at times you allow different singing styles to come out as well. That we've not heard too often before from you. Like, after all these years, after more than 40 years more than 50 years of singing career, are you still discovering new stuff about yourself? Do you still surprise yourself?
I think I have to go back to the cover album, and I think that was also a thing. I did so many different vocal stuff on there, you know, and now and on this album it shows me, you can do also this and this and this and this.
Exactly.
And now for the new album Touchdown, I can use that, you know. I can make some different stuff, you know. I mean, perfect. It was good to do this cover album, you know, with so many different stuff, and yeah, I mean, perfect.
We've been talking for a while already, and we haven't even mentioned one of the multiple things that is really interesting about this album. And obviously, we have to, even if it's just briefly, talk about Peter being back. And Peter, you know, getting the phone call and having to rehearse a lot of songs in a very short time to be ready for those shows. I know it was instant chemistry for both of you to play those classic songs together again. How was it tricky for him to get a handle on the new U.D.O sound?
No, he was, of course, he was not involved in songwriting on this album.
Yeah.
It was also not planned that he became a member of U.D.O. That was happened about Thielen doesn't want to do it anymore, blah blah blah. And then we were said, we have to look for a new bass player. And then Peter came up and said, I would love to join the band. It's so much fun here and everything open-minded, no egos and whatever. Yeah, and Peter also, he has his own style to play the bass guitar. He's for me one of the best bass players in metal. And what he did, we said, okay, Peter, feel free on the album, do your bass stuff, and I think it also gave the whole album also another push. And yeah, working with Peter again. Paul, how can I describe this? It's like he never left. So there was no gap in between. It's so much fun to work with him, and he's also happy in the band. He's already working with the guitar players on new songs. I don't know. He's really into that. And I know Peter is also a guy. He likes more progressive music,
Right.
And he said to me, "Wow!" Been touched on when he heard the songs. It was like, "Yes, that I really was looking for, to do some crazy stuff and so on." Yeah, what can I say? It's good that he's back. I'm happy. He's happy. The whole band is happy. So what can I say?
Awesome. Now, in that whole band, there's obviously another very special member. You are playing with your son for some time now.
Yes.
Sven is a great drummer. My father and my brother also work together. My father is a well-known lawyer back home and has a law firm. My brother works for that law firm, and it can be an interesting relationship where your dad is also your boss in a sense. How tricky is it navigating what a band has to go through when you are doing this with your own son?
No, in the beginning when he joined the band, that the band, the rest of the band members was like, the son of Udo, but we have to sometimes a little bit more careful, talking things. But I made from the beginning on clear, no. It's a band member, he's the drummer of U.D.O. Of course, he is my son. But what we always try all over these years, make a split between business and private. If we have to talk some private stuff, then we do it when we meet as family-wise, Then there are different stories, sometimes also going a little bit into the music, but we try no. But business-wise, he is for me, it's like more a friendship, not like a father and son. He's really creative. Now since Game Over in this album now, it's like we are working together on the lyrics. He is also involved now with creating with me together the vocal melodies and stuff like that. And that's also another thing that's good for me. He is from a different generation. He is 30 years old, and then he's listened to stuff I never heard, And he's coming up also with sometimes that, hey, Jenny, maybe you can try it like this and this and this. And that's also another important thing, to be open-minded, to say, okay, I try that, and then in the end it works, So perfect. How you say this? Family dynasty.
To talk about family dynasty, like growing up with a well-known name within a certain world, that can be both a blessing and a curse. And I'm sure that for Sven, that's been a challenge at times as well, just having the name Dirkschneider. How is that in moments like that? Like, how is that for you as a father? Forget about a band member, but as a father, like, have you had many times that you felt like, oh, I have to coach you, or I have to step away because I don't want to be too involved. Like, what's that like for you? If you don't mind me asking.
No, I mean, I always support him, you know. I mean, in the beginning, when he started with the drums, not drums, yeah, okay, with the small children drums set, I mean, he was nearly 5 years old. Yeah. And I thought, okay, maybe after a couple of months, you know, this is over. No, he was still keep going with this, you know. And also I support him. He was in a church band. They were also playing some interesting stuff. He was making up his own band. We always said, yeah, okay, do it, you know. I mean, I never said, okay, no, you have to learn, you have to do a normal job or whatever. I mean, he was learning like, how's that called in English, with media, you know. He knows everything working in the studio and blah, 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 all that stuff, media stuff, social media stuff. So, but then getting more and more into that, and then in the end now he's sitting behind the drums in U.D.O.
You guys have played several summer festivals already. You've got a few more festivals to do before the season is completely over. But what is next? What's coming? What can we keep our eyes open for?
Oh, yeah, there are four more festival shows left until the end of October. And then we start on the 3rd of November in the United States, coming over to the United States and also Canada. I know that Toronto is also on the schedule, and Montreal, and I think Quebec or Ottawa, I don't know. But there's also some more coming up. Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this. And after this part, then we start in Europe beginning of February until the end of April. So that's what I know at the moment. But I know there's already more coming up, you know. But it's just put it in the right place, you know. South America, we have to go to Japan, Australia. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
It's going to be busy. It's going to be busy.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And then knowing a little bit about U.D.O, that means that by the end of those tours, there's 3 more albums ready and another cover album, and who knows.
I think, a lot of people was asking me already, if that may be possible to do another cover album. I said, I don't want to say never. Can be happened, but not at the moment, you know.
Exactly. Maybe. Right now, the focus is on Touchdown.
Yeah, on Touchdown, and then do a Touchdown tour, and then think it's already time to work on a new album, you know. So
yeah. And in between, there's always, you know, anniversaries coming up. You know, we've got Balls to the Walls and Metal Hard and 40th anniversaries, and with your career, every year there's a 10th, a 20th, a 25th, or a 40th anniversary. So there's always a lot to celebrate.
Yeah, but I mean, the maybe do one anniversary, 50 years. That will be then in 2025.
Yeah,
we're talking about already this. You know, I did just in Wacken together with Doro. She had the 40 years of anniversary, and I mean, that was also fun, and I think I will do something if they can say 50 years, and
there we go.
That will be a big advance, believe me.
Touchdown, touchdown, we will rise, they will fall.
Well, Udo, there's always so much going on with you, and that's exciting to see. And again, not here to blow any smoke anywhere. I genuinely think this is your best solo album, or not solo album, but U.D.O album. And I'm super excited to see that happen at album number 19. And let's see what number 20 and 50th anniversary bring in the future.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for having me. And maybe we'll see us then in Toronto.
Oh, we will definitely see you there. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your interview cycle.
Thank you very much.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it, and subscribe to the channel.